Welcome back to the Charismatic Voice. Today we are releasing not one, but two videos. This first video is going to be a reaction and analysis of Cleanse the Bloodlines by Unleash the Archers. And then right after this, I'm going to be interviewing Brittany Slays, the lead vocalist from Unleash the Archers. So you don't want to miss out on us geeking out about voice together. Now, Unleash the Archers is a channel favorite, right? We love them here. I personally love the way that they are blending styles. You know, this is heavy metal, power metal, but they also have beautiful lines and like really powerful melodies and some amazing harsh vocals as well. It's really just fantastic. And in particular, I love the way that Brittany is able to power through. It's amazing. She's got great endurance. She's got great tone quality. She's got great support. So I'm really excited to get to look at Cleanse the Bloodlines for the very first time. Let's get to it. Ooh. That was great. It was like not a shy entrance whatsoever. It was like, lovely quiet wind. Very, very quiet, winter day. Snow is falling, which makes everything even more quiet. Bam! This is great. Fantastic. What an entrance. I have noticed that about Unleash the Archers. In general, they make really fantastic entrances into songs. I'm getting some serious Game of Thrones vibes here. If she were dressed in red, I would think that it's Melisande. Love the falcon and love this knife. It's a folded seal. I forget the name of that, but it's really, really beautiful. Like, it's not just a normal knife. It's one that has these beautiful metal lines in it that, of course, I learned about on Forged in Fire. Anyhow, let's go back to this entrance one more time. Also, is it Winterfell? I think it's at Winterfell. They must have set this at Winterfell. It's beautiful. This definitely has got some really awesome story happening here. So we're going to be checking out some lyrics. But also, I want to point out a couple of really cool musical things that are happening. There was a moment that it really helped us to build anticipation. And it was because they just suspended the sound for a bit. Where it was right here. Right? So we've dropped the kick, right? Often in metal, you tend to have lots of kick happening, especially in power metal, because that's when you have some blast beats going. So they've dropped the kick out there and they've gone to a really high frequency of percussion. So it sounds like he's just on a cymbal right now. And then you don't have a bass that's active, you just have a high guitar that's really active here. And that helps this, of course, it's being sustained in the bottom, but it almost feels like there's more of a journey that's happening or flying overhead, which is exactly what the hawk is doing here. I really loved that moment and the way it's supported by the visual. Very cool. Let's listen to that one more time. Okay. So it's very interesting on Brittany's vocals. This is something we talked about in the interview. You don't hear a Canadian accent coming through. She's from Vancouver, from Canada. The whole band is based in Vancouver. And there's some really awesome people in this band, by the way. They are chill, they're fun. You should definitely learn more about that soon. But you don't hear a Canadian accent. It actually sounds like a little bit more sometimes British that comes through. And we talked a little bit about certain vowel choices that are just easier to sing. A lot of times having a slightly British accent will help you to find vowels that are easier to sustain. Not just easier, it's more optimal. The resonance is often better placed. It can be a better, definitely a nicer sound to human ears, essentially. And so I hear a little bit of that happening. And we talked about evals, how sometimes she'll kind of like modify them a little bit. And instead of saying, I need you to find my sons, it's I need you. She'll kind of open it up a little bit to more of an eh sound there. Very, very interesting to me to hear that those are adjustments and know that she is very aware of doing them. She does this on purpose and with much intention. I love that. Listen to it for just a little bit. Oop, too far. I love like how dramatic and powerful this is. I love the way that she's able to sustain so much sound as she's going through such a wide range of notes. It's easier to often blast over an entire band, especially one that has some blast beats going in the background. It's easier to sustain over them if you're singing high the whole time, but you hear her go down low here, but still she's pumping out a lot of sound to balance that, and that's really awesome. Also, her mouth, you hear her mouth being very active. She is chewing apart these words. Great, great stuff. Okay, I couldn't stop in the middle of that. But wow, there's so much that happened. This is so impressive. First of all, that high belted note at the end was killer. Killer. She has got a really fantastic high belt. This the visuals are so intense. Cleanse the bloodlines. I feel like this was a mother and son, probably. And she even says in the lyrics at one time something about sons, and then just killed him too. You can see the stone cold acceptance in her face, and him in that vulnerability. This is very, very curious storytelling here. It sounds like there's some sort of, again, a dark ritual that's happening. Bring them to me before the planets align. Whoa, whoa. Return them alive. I'll kill them myself. I'll open the throats and drink from their skulls. So it sounds like this, maybe the son was returned to her, and opened his throat with a dagger. Whoa! Oh, that's intense. This is like high fantasy. This is Game of Thrones. Wow. I want to go back to the chorus question mark part. I love the way that the words essentially slowed down. They were elongated more, and then you got more layers of voice in there. This made it feel even more epic to me. Like it was the moment when the choir just opened up. I loved it. I didn't catch it the first time because I'm obsessed with vocals, but it sounds like the guitars are also doing this same thing where they sustain for longer and then play some more notes and then sustain for longer. Maybe all the instruments are doing that. It's really got a fantastic, expansive, and dramatic feel to it. I'm digging it. Yeah, it's everybody. Fantastic. Super dig these harsh vocals. I know that Grant is one of the harsh vocals in there. This is super cool. It feels like it is some sort of demonic ritual when we get to that harsh vocal section. I love the way that, again, I think I mentioned this in their work before, but I like it when harsh vocals will play around with the pitch cell. Yes, it isn't like one defined pitch that's being sung with harsh vocals. Often it's considered more noise. It's over an array of pitches, but it still can shift from low to high, like predominantly lower to higher, which is one of the things that happens in here that's really cool. Let's go back a little bit. It's interesting. You definitely have two, a lower and a higher one in there, but maybe here? There's the moment when it slides. And if I were to give this different vowels, it sounds like it's going oh, ah. And that would make sense because the O would highlight lower frequencies and the A would highlight higher frequencies. This is so cool. I love the whispering that's happening at this moment. It's like all around in the headphones. It feels like you're in some sort of schizophrenic state. It's just like voices everywhere. And when she said mine, it also really reminded me of Gollum. So uh, now I feel like I have like Gollum whisperings everywhere in the headphones. It's a great deal of fun. Uh, the I love the way that there is a story that's told and then it elongates. It's the same thing. Often verses will have more words to get through more of the story, and then choruses will repeat an emotion and they'll come back to that emotion after telling more of the story because maybe that's changed a little bit. The emotion has evolved, but same words, just new emotion, evolved emotion. Very, very interesting to me. I want to go back just a little bit. Let's go back right around in here. Can give what you've longed for your life. Listen to that amazing line, meaning that the voice doesn't go, it doesn't fade in and out. And I don't think that this is just like production and lots of compressors on Britney's voice. I think sure, she might have some compressors in the post. I think pretty much everybody that releases an album is going to have compression on the vocals. It's important. But you don't get that kind of solid line from just a compressor. That's her being able to channel that voice and keep it in the pocket the whole time. It's really, really impressive. Like it seems very clear that she's driving through the same point in her face to sustain that vocal in this way. It's very impressive. That the way she supports it and the way she keeps it going, it sounds almost operatic to me. It's very, very clearly has a low support that's happening there. And it sounds like she's developed so much strength in her vocal folds to be able to sustain that. Love it. These lyrics are so cool. I'm just going to read them really quickly. I can give what you've longed for your whole life. Freedom from this earthly tie. Know this in your heart of hearts. Betray me and spend eternity as mine. Whoa, powerful. I feel like we are in Lord of the Rings. Like there is a massive spell that is being cast. Wow, it's definitely a powerful sorceress that's happening. I love the falcon and their face paint and everything that's going together. The nerd in me is so satisfied right now. Whoa. My reign must never end were those last few words. And I love that on the top, she's not going never end, never end, maybe like even like a little ah, no, never end, because that is a really high note to belt. And it would be really not as great if she sang it on an vowel. So yay, vowel modification, love it. And I'm definitely getting the impression, I feel like most of you probably already caught this, but I wanted to watch and make sure. When she sings My Reign Must Never End, I feel like maybe this is somehow going, like taking the older sorceress and Brittany is the younger sorceress version. I'm not sure, but that's one interpretation of it, maybe the right one. It's really cool though. Also, this guy's having a serious Wolverine moment with all of the blood and then like moment. This is intense video making right here. This had a budget. Let's say that. Wow. I'm gonna go back a little bit. Where is it? Where is it? Here, I'm gonna play just a little bit. Let's go. Can we get a picture? Haha. Okay, so maybe Brittany isn't actually the younger version of the sorceress. That might have been a totally wrong interpretation. I fully admit it. But I'm very, very entranced by the way that they have these ahs now. This feels like the singing around a ritual once again. And you had these dark hooded figures around the fire as well. I think that this video really heightens the music and the way that you can experience it. A lot of times music videos, I would say they just provide a different perspective, sometimes in rather actually heightening. Sometimes they heighten like crazy, and this is the case with this one. I love this music video so much. I'm loving the way that it's feeling like it helps me to experience the song and the lyrics and the ideas behind them even more fully. Have we ever, I think we've talked on here before. Oh, it's not going to the spot I wanted to. I always wonder if people are like how they're not if like how it is that they're okay around fire while headbanging with long hair. Like if you look at Britney's, like what if a spark came down? What would happen? I guess there's snow. I guess you just headbang into the snow. You dive like it's like that fox that like hops into the snow. But this is extraordinary. Like headbanging can be very relaxing. I found out because some of you actually sent me details about how to windmill in a way that relaxes the neck, which could be beneficial to vocal production. I think that's super cool. You're like, oh yeah, just stretch it out. It can be actually really quite good, but you have to do it in a way that's not straining to your neck muscles. But all that being said, a lot of times with metal music, we have a lot of fire around, even in music videos. And I just wonder in awe how it is the hair doesn't somehow catch on fire. And I hear that there are ways that have been put in place to make sure that doesn't happen on stage anymore because it used to, but still, I feel a little anxious when I see that. Let's talk for a little bit about how incredible the instrumentalists are. This is one of the things that I dig about metal. It's that it isn't always just singer focused. Instrumentalists work very, very hard at their craft as well. And often we can become very focused on just the singer. Yes, I love vocals. Yes, I'm a singer. Yes, that is my life focus is voice. But I think it is really important to step back and say, we need just music. And sometimes you need to pause and remember, like, this band is made up of really talented musicians. I mean, just Scott on the drums alone, that's amazing. I love the way he drives it forward at times and then gives us more space at other times. It's the exact same thing that I was talking about in the vocals with Brittany, that she'll drive the words and then also expand. This is something they're actively doing together. Scott and Brittany formed the band together, and now they have other members too. You have Grant, who also does harsh vocals and guitars, and I think Andrew, I want to say, is their other person there. Yeah, Andrew, and he does guitar and vocals as well, harsh vocals. So these people all together make up an amazing band, and I love that at moments like this, we're getting a lot more focus on those instruments. They are virtuosic. They are incredible. Let's go back a little bit. Oh, you're gonna fade out. It's so epic. I wonder if Scott gets leg cramps from doing blast beats. That last set of blast beats continued for a really long time. I don't know, maybe it's fun, but I think I would probably get leg cramps. Maybe he's developed special muscles for blast beats. Don't know. That was totally epic. I love the way that all of these instrumentalists and Brittany, like everybody was just sustaining this level of power the whole time. It was no joke. It was very intense, very, very intense. I loved that. I love the way that the song has an epicness to it, but also the music video, the way that they folded together to make something greater was fantastic. I liked that we had a story that was being told in the music video, but we also had that focus on the musicians and just how cool they are. uh, it was especially delightful to get to listen to Brittany's vocals in this after we'd chatted some about vowels and vocal technique and get to identify how deliberately good she is. It's very impressive. Uh, and I just wanted to say, when these guys start touring again, I am absolutely going to go and see them because I think that the energy that they bring would be incredible to experience live. Whoa. So definitely looking forward to that when it's able to happen. Now, if you guys want to hear more Unleash the Archers on the channel, definitely write down below in the comments which songs you would like. We look at those, we listen to them, and we do your most requested songs. And please recommend any other artists too that you would like to hear here on The Charismatic Voice. And I'm here every Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 8 a.m. Arizona time if you want to join me in a live premiere chat. That's super fun. And if you want to play video games with us or just hang out with us, you can find us on Patreon. We have a really cool Discord channel where we chill and have fun. And also, if you want to learn more about music or singing, you can learn about that at thecharismaticvoice.com. I'll see you guys shortly, I hope, for our interview with Brittany Slays.